Good evening, folks. I'm hoping that this broadcast is going to go well, and I'm hoping you are able to join us. If you're able to, that'd be great. I'm just in the process of sharing our live stream tonight, and hopefully that will help bring a few people in, which would be really good. So we are tonight actually hopefully going to be streaming to a number of different locations, and you may be picking the link up from one of those locations. So please bear with me as we just set it all up to for a live broadcast. So I'm currently going to be sharing in a number of different locations, simply because I think it's worth actually engaging with you all through the different formats that are available to us. So yeah, it's all going to be interesting fun, and hopefully you'll find that useful and interesting as well. So yeah. So at the moment, where am I going into? Gov Chat, one of the pages I run, and we're also going into CJSS tonight, and we're going into a few other places. So hopefully, as you see it coming up, I'm hoping that will be encouraging to see some conversation about what it's all about, really. One of the key things that I feel is important is to look at the most interesting challenge, which is the alerts system. So that is something I intend to cover today in a little bit of interest. So bear with us as hopefully Nick joins us. So if you are watching on one of the streams, and this is the first time Nick has actually walked into this experience, so bless him. Bear with us as he comes hopefully live. Good evening, Nick. Just to give you a couple of, just to give you an update, you're currently broadcasting into about 3 different Facebook channels as you come on. So I thought I'd better give you a little bit of a warning. I'm expecting, because it's going into different channels, you will find it currently on the well, I'm going to carry on, we've got another minute or so. It's going into a number of different channels, and I've sort of indicated that one of the things that I'm going to cover tonight is something we haven't covered before, and I know how you've been really, really good in sharing different things. So that's something that I'm looking at. It's called the alert system. Can you see the screen?
I can see the screen, yeah.
That's encouraging. Now, just to explain to anybody watching, and I know by now this is going into a few streams, including CJSS and a few other places. I will be, bear with me, yeah, no, I'll come out of that one there, and bear with me, go to this one here. I'm actually going to be sharing this as a update, because what I found is You're currently going through something called um, XSplit Broadcaster. So just
Right, yeah.
streaming it down. I've test streamed this already to make sure it works. It doesn't on one of the other software packages. I found my voice was muted, but you were lovely and clear. This, which wasn't very clever.
Yeah, no, that's not good.
So, right, yeah. So one of the things. Oh, look who's no, it's that side.
Yeah, it's clever, that. That's good, that.
So if you look at the actual site, the fact you'll see yourself being streamed, and is going into a page called GovChat as well, which talks about the challenges of unemployment, etc. And that's slightly encouraging. A link has gone out to the group, but I think, bear with me, as I'm just want to add it to one more. Yeah, bear with me. I'm just going to put it to jobs in Manchester as well because they're quite a regular place to
Yeah.
post.
Don't know if
So
you've been on any groups today, John, but they all seem to be low in numbers today. I don't know
I
why that
have been
would be.
into one or two different places, and I think the bank holiday has had its effect for a lot of people at the moment. A lot of people are, really sort of finding it challenging. Okay, so we're now broadcasting. I'd just like to welcome anybody in Birmingham and Manchester who are watching us live this evening. And I'd like to introduce, this is Nick Dance, who has been regularly on here. If you haven't seen him yet, this guy knows his stuff. If you're in Birmingham, sorry, if you're in Manchester, he's already talked to a couple of people about helping find jobs a few weeks back. We're doing this event quite regularly. We've been doing it on a weekly basis, but you're seeing this live broadcast, folks, for the first time. Okay? And one of the things that we have struggled with up until now is technology, which I'm now anticipating I've covered the issue. So we broadcast live each week, but this is the first time we've done it through this particular platform. And having tested it out, I know it works. So
That's good.
it is extremely good and beneficial. So if you
I'm
want
pleased
to,
you did that, John. I would have struggled on that. I'm pleased you've done that.
it's taken me the best part of 3 weeks of research. And let me explain, folks, how this is operating. Some of you will see the actual Zoom link and be nervous about coming on board because you want to know what these two guys are going to talk about. And the other side of it is you're going to wonder who these two guys are that you're seeing live on the stream. Being broadcast, you're actually seeing a Zoom call that we're talking. Nick is based, I believe, in Yorkshire area,
Yeah.
and I'm based in Lincolnshire, and we have something in common. We're part of a separate business network where this conversation originally started. And I am a director of On Point Network, which actually is doing lots of events and helping people do all sorts of stuff. But that's kind of immaterial when you're struggling trying to find the right job. And one of the things that I sat down the other day and thought to myself was, it's great to be doing the searching, but I want the other people to be telling me that they've got a job that might suit me. Because if I get an alert to say there's a job out there with some of the skills and the capabilities I've got, I think that adds some value.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
So, as I shared briefly, I personally, and you'll have to bear with me, folks, as I go to this because I'm now trying to think. Oh, whoops, hang on. We'll carry on talking for a second, Nick, whilst I set it all up on the. There we go. So
Yeah.
yeah,
I mean, the fact that there's so many different job boards, keeping track of what job you're after is really difficult. But if you can find sites that do give you alerts, and I
yeah,
mean, Reed, I would presume, not having used them all, that Reed would be one of the best ones.
Yeah.
I mean, looking at that, you know, it is really, it looks as though it's quite simple to do. Put title of the job in, where you're located, and then what frequency of alerts you want.
Right, so this is what we're going to have a quick talk about tonight, if this is okay. You're somebody who knows it from the other side of the coin. There's keywords, and I'm anticipating that's a skill base. The location. Now, funnily enough, we've got Birmingham. We're broadcasting to Birmingham page at the moment. We've got distance, and we've got sectors. What do you think sectors might be?
Well, you've got your hospitality sector, warehousing sector, accountancy, as it shows on there, you know, retail. A lot of those jobs have, you know, started to come back on stream. Sales. Sales is quite a broad spectrum and a bit of a catch-all. I would say myself that if you've got a particular flavour for something, say the motor industry, there might be some sites where you can actually drill it down further, you know, into that. Or if, you know, obviously if it's retail sales that you're after, rather than having to go out and find sales
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So if you're sort of new to the job market and wanting to get experience, retail sales is a very good way to get into that. Retail outlets are starting to open up again now, so should be quite a few of those jobs coming.
One of the great things you bring to this meeting, and I apologise for the echo, is that you actually see it from the other side. So you know the sectors that are beginning to see. With Postify, you'll see certain sectors that are actually seeing some sort of demand.
Yeah, and some of the sectors obviously had high demand during lockdown, such as your warehousing, delivery drivers, care workers, all the ones that you would imagine to have been busy last year. And it looks now as if a lot more people have bought into buying online. So there's more and more of those jobs. Amazon, I think nearby to us in Doncaster, have said they're going to open up. Yeah, they're going to be opening up another 1,500 jobs. So they're going to need warehousing, logistics, deliveries, things like that.
So if you've got online experience, digital marketing, social media understanding, that's one there. Manufacturing, as you said quite rightly. If we go down to the bottom, transport and logistics, potentially that might include warehousing, depending on what you're actually interested in sharing out. I would think.
Yeah, it's all from start to finish, the logistic process.
Yeah.
So from opening and closing packaging, right through to checking deliveries out, booking things online, making phone calls, to then the delivery drivers, you know, customer feedback. So there's all kinds of jobs in that sector. Somebody fresh out of college who's got experience in computers and possibly even in sort of web development and things like that, are crying out for people like that.
Yeah, indeed. So, I mean, that's just one of them. I think that's quite useful to take on board, the fact that, you know, as we look at different sectors of the economy, we can see...
Recording in progress.
We can see lots of advantages in different aspects of the economy, which is brilliant news. Which key areas of the economy do you think are growing the fastest at the moment? Or which areas are you seeing the most demand
in? Still warehousing. That's still very busy. Hospitality, if chefs are really in short supply. So if you're thinking of, you know, of going into the world of being a chef, there are lots of those jobs out there, and chefs are very difficult to find. I think what's happened is a lot of people have jumped on different jobs, you know, who have been in hospitality, which has basically been closed down. They've jumped to other jobs, and then maybe waiting before they've got the certainty to go back. So at the moment, there's a bit of a shortfall. And that's not just in hospitality. They are saying that there's a skill shortage everywhere, but I think the people who have moved, some will move back, just waiting for that time to move back, but a good opportunity if you're looking to get into an industry to get in there now. So look at your skill set that you've got, and then, you know, possibly more importantly, what you want to do as a long-term career, and a bit of a lead into how you could end up getting there. I mean, your next job might not be your job that you want to end up in,
No.
but it'll be a good lead into that next job.
So I'm going to look at Fish for Jobs, which is slightly different in its design. Not majorly different, but you've got to have your email here, the keywords again, and the location. Now that almost looks like the search option that we see on the top of most of the websites. And we can also choose the frequency. Do you think, how often do you think you need to be getting a job alert through?
The thing is, there's so many different job sites. If you register to all of them, well, if you register to say 10, then you're getting, there could be maybe, let's just talk numbers. If there were 10 new jobs on 10 different sites, that 100 jobs a day, can you really look through those? You maybe could just do that daily. It's such a difficult thing to say, but then again, you have got time on your hands. If you're looking for a job, you could soon, you know, look at the ones that you thought, well, yeah, that's not for me, and then shortlist it. It's having a process, I think. If you're doing it daily, you want to be getting onto those jobs as soon as you can do. Most jobs will stay live. Our jobs that we post stay live for 6 weeks.
Right.
But we get a lot of our customers come to us after possibly 10 to 14 days and say, right, we need to cut the advert off now. We've had so many candidates. We know we're going to recruit from that pool. We don't want to keep the advert live anymore because we're too many. It's too unmanageable. So your first 2 weeks is the sweet spot for getting the job, I believe. So, yeah, daily. I think it has to be daily myself. I know you're going to get a lot of stuff coming through into your inbox.
Yep.
But if you get a process where you can have a look and, you know, and trim it down.
To some degree, when you say that, it sounds like you potentially need to have several different CVs, depending on how many different types of jobs you're going for.
Yeah, if you set up some CVs on your desktop in a Word document, have a master CV, and then if say you see a job, let's say it was a packaging job,
yep, and
you thought, right, I'll need to be a team player for that job. I'll need to show that I can work on my own initiative and have good time management and work to procedures, possibly with health and safety. 5 points there that we've just made, which you could add to your CV that will apply to that job. And then put that as a subsection for your CV, warehouse operative. And then that's 2 you've got there to start with. And then obviously if you get an hospitality one, you need to display that you can work with the members of the public. You can take management on board and possibly numeracy skills, display that you've got numeracy skills if you're taking money. Mm-hmm. So again, that's maybe another little tweak to a CV. So that'll be a third CV. And then when you get these job opportunities come through, it's easy then just to cut and paste that CV into the application, and then it's saving you time.
Yeah.
There's no way you're ever going to be able to type a new CV out every time. It's just impossible. No. But those tweaks, like you said, John, are very vital. So the different jobs demand some will be the same skills, but there's always going to be a couple of different skills that a job will pull through. I mean, obviously, if you're going anything that's to do with the web associated, then you need to show that you've got computer skills. So they do pull through some different skills. And you can find a good source of information on the internet. If you type into any search engine, what skills do I need for this job? It will give you certain bullet points. And then you'll look back to yourself and think, well, when have I done that in the past? What we can do, I mean, I have done I've done some research on transferable skills, but I think we could spend a full night on that one. I mean, if anybody's up for that next week, if they'd like to let us know that would be something for myself and John to talk about, please come on the platform, whether that's messaging us or whether to come on and join us. We can look at the transferable skills. It's really eye-opening to see what you might not think you've already done, which would add value to a prospective employer. So it opened my eyes when I did a bit of research on it a couple of weeks ago. It was really good.
Wow, that's a lot to cover. I'm hoping the sound quality's worked on this particular recording. We are streaming, as I say, into Facebook. If you're seeing this on one of the groups or one of the pages, you'll notice it's also we're recording it and saving this. So if it does go, if something isn't quite right, we'll be able to make it available in a different format. But Nick, thank you so much for covering this with us tonight, because I think it is really useful to actually look at the issues that are involved in the alert system. Transferable skills, again, it's something we haven't looked into in a great depth. And I think it's something that has a lot of value to those that are seeking. And if you don't know what transferable skills is, you need to tune in with us. It's as simple as that, because we're covering loads at the moment in recent weeks. And as I say, it's really good to have Nick on to actually find out and get the information. He's been out of work himself. He's not always been in the same industry. That's a thought for the day. Right, I'm going to cancel the streaming now.